First one, just a fact check, because your opponent almost every day.
Okay, there's no such thing as a little job.
Okay, fair. Because your opponent almost every day seems to be talking about this. So I just want to ask you yes or no. At any point in your life, have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working out at McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay, now the other job. But
it was not a small job. Like, I did the fries. I mean, yes, but I did.
This is my video update on this Thursday, September the 26th, coming to you from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And today we are going to start things off with the craziness from the United Nations, the craziness at the UN General Assembly Security Council meetings, where Baerbock was making some pretty outrageous claims or insults, I guess. She was insulting the Russian ambassador to the UN and insulting Putin. And then we had the foreign minister, the foreign secretary, Lamy, talk about how Russia's an imperialist nation. He knows imperialism. That is what Lamy says. He knows imperialism when he sees it. And Russia is an imperialist, a colonial power. That is what the message was at the UN. That is what Elensky said during his speech as well, which is that Russia is a colonial power, a colonial oppressor, I think is what Elensky was implying. Where am I? I don't know. I'm trying to cross the street here. Let's see if I can make it to the other side. Who is this Lamy guy, man? Where did he come from? Where did this guy come from? Where did they find this guy to be foreign minister of the UK, talking about how Russia's an imperialist, an empire, a colonial empire? And that was Elensky's message. All of this is being done, of course, to try to sway the global South, the global majority, as Lavrov and Putin call it, to the collective West's side, right? They want the global majority to ditch Russia, to side with the collective West in anticipation of Elensky's second peace summit. I need global South to be with me for my second peace summit. And the reports are that Elensky is trying to recruit India. That's right, he wants India to host the second peace summit because Switzerland said, nope, we're not going to be embarrassed again. We hosted the first peace summit. I'm even saying piss summit. Peace, it's peace summit. Switzerland hosted the first peace summit, and they were mocked and they were embarrassed because the whole thing was a complete show. And they said, no, we're not going to host another one of these things. And now Elensky, he is trying to recruit India to host it, but there's a condition. Elensky said that he will give India the rights to host the peace summit if India signs the declaration condemning Russia from the first peace summit, because India, they sent a representative to the first peace summit in Switzerland, but they didn't sign the communique. And he said that if India signs the communique from the first peace summit, then he will give India the honor of hosting the second peace summit. And even Peskov, he was asked about everything that was happening at the UN Security Council and at the General Assembly and Elensky's peace formula and second peace summit. And Peskov said that Elensky, and I quote, is delusional. He said Elensky is absolutely delusional, because Elensky also said that his victory plan consists of escalating with Russia, forcing Russia to the negotiating table. By escalating the conflict, it will force Russia to negotiate. And Peskov just said, this guy's off his freaking rocker. You cannot force Russia into anything, he said. Russia cannot be forced to do anything that the collective West and Elensky would like them to do.
Imperialism. I know it when I see it, and I will call it out for what it is. In this week, when I'm here talking to other partners around the world about our shared futures and the future of the UN, Russia is trying to return us to a world of the past, a world of imperialism, a world of redrawing borders by force, a world without the UN Charter. We cannot allow this to happen. Ukraine's fight matters to all of us. The UK will remain Ukraine's staunchest supporter.
Lammy, sore loser, man. You're a sore loser. Because the Times, they put out an article yesterday where they said that the UK has been demilitarized. That is what the Times reported just yesterday. Let me pull up the title of this Times article. UK weapon stockpiles threadbare after arming Ukraine. The West has depleted its supplies in the war effort and must develop a new strategy to keep equipment flowing, says the Armed Forces Minister. Yeah, so they're at the UN and they're sore losers. That's all they are. And so they're lashing out at Putin and they're calling Putin all kinds of names. And Russia's an imperialist empire. Talk about projection, man. Yeah, Russia's the imperialist. Okay, Lammy. All right, bro. Man. So what did Lavrov have to say about all of this? What did the foreign policy master have to say about all of this when he was asked? Lavrov, he just said, victory is inevitable. That's what he said. He was asked to comment about everything that's happening at the Security Council, all the statements being made by Elensky and Baerbock and Lammy, and they're making fun of you, and they're making fun of Putin, and they're saying that Putin is a chicken. What are you, chicken? And Lavrov said, victory's inevitable. It's inevitable, bro. That is all Lavrov had to say. Victory. They don't understand any other language, and that victory will be achieved. We have no doubt whatsoever, the veteran diplomat said. We have truly united in the face of the war that the West unleashed against us with Ukrainian hands. Lavrov also said that Russia doesn't, they're not going to submit to the international rules-based order. He said something along those lines. They're trying to force. He said they're trying to force onto the global south the international rules-based order, which are their rules on all of us. And Lavrov said Russia doesn't play that game. We're not going to play this international rules-based order game. Rules for thee, but not for me. Right? Lavrov, man. Didn't say much, but what he did say was pretty effective. Right on point, as always. So that's everything that was going down at the at the UN. And now that Elensky has gotten his big UN performance out of the way, he is ready to meet with the professor. Yeah, he is going to meet with Biden today, actually. By the time this video goes up, Elensky will have probably met with Biden and even Harris. He's even going to meet with Kamala, and he is going to discuss the victory plan. Clever marketing, man. You got to hand it to Elensky and the scriptwriters, right? The victory plan. They know they're losing. They know they've lost. They know they can't win. They know that the first peace summit was a disaster. They know that the second peace summit is going to be a disaster. They're boxed in. They're isolated. But they're pushing a victory plan, right? Winning is losing. Up is down. Very, very clever marketing. And so he's going to present the victory plan to the professor. And we all know what the victory plan consists of, even though it hasn't been published. The Collective West media, they've pretty much said what the victory plan is all about. It is about 4 parts. It is about money, weapons, long-range missile strikes into Russia, and entry into NATO. That is the super duper double secret victory plan. And the Wall Street Journal is saying that the Collective West leaders that have seen the victory plan, which I've just relayed to all of you and that we all know about, we've been talking about the victory plan now for a couple of weeks, but the other day the Western leaders actually got a peek at Elensky's victory plan, and the Wall Street Journal said that the Western leaders were, and I quote, unimpressed. Unimpressed is what they said. The Wall Street Journal's words. The victory plan, we are unimpressed. They said that the victory plan that they saw, it's good marketing, bro. It is good marketing. Victory plan. Podolyak, we're losing. What do we do? Mr. President, let's make the plan. Let's call the plan a victory plan. I like it very much. Victory plan. We lose, but we say we are going to win. Very good, Podolyak. Yeah, they said it's a wish list. That's what they said. It's not a plan. It's not a roadmap to anything. It's not about victory. It doesn't talk about how Ukraine is going to achieve victory. This is all the Wall Street Journal, by the way. This is not Alex. And they said it's a wish list, which is what it is. It's exactly what it is. We want more money. We want more weapons. We want strikes into Russia. And we want entry into NATO. It's a 4-point wish list. So they're very unimpressed. And Bloomberg is even reporting that one of the Collective West leaders, though they didn't mention who, so let me know in the comments down below who you think it was, but they are saying one Collective West leader actually saw the victory plan and he said, we got to call Putin. No joke, man. No joke, everybody. This is what Bloomberg is reporting. They saw the victory plan and they're like, oh, crap. Can we get Putin on the line and talk about a peace deal? Now, who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Okay, it wasn't Professor Biden. We know that. I'm thinking Pirate Schultz. Pirate Schultz or maybe Macron. I'm thinking Pirate Schultz or Macron. They saw the victory plan and they're like, how do we get involved in this mess? I can't believe we listened to you, Joe. That's what they're saying. I can't believe we listened to this guy. Where do I go? Where do I walk? Oh, boy. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's go that way. Let's walk. The highway's noisy, though. Well, let's check it out. Let's just see what's going on. Look at how green it is. It's humid. It is humid. I'm sweating again, but I'm loving it here. Beautiful place. Let me tell you something. The people here are awesome. Super nice, very, very friendly, very cool, very chilled out. I like it. It's my style. But let's get back to the news. And let's see what's around the corner here, if we can even walk. So that's what Bloomberg is saying. That is what the Wall Street Journal is saying. Unimpressed. We need to call Putin. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, as Elensky is in New York, pushing his nonsense, Ugledar is encircled. And it looks like Ugledar is going to fall any day now, any week now. Maybe even as Elensky is in the United States. There are no paved roads out of Ugledar, and from what I understand, there is only one dirt road, and that is under Russian fire control, from what I've been reading. And the horrible part about this story, what a beautiful tree, is that the reports claim, there are reports that claim that Elensky has given the orders that troops in Ugledar are to not retreat. They're to stay in Ugledar and hold on, even though they're encircled and trapped, until Elensky is done with New York and he's back in Kiev, because he doesn't want to be embarrassed. That is what some reports are claiming. I can't verify that, but that is some of what we are getting from Ugledar. Elensky also tried another Kursk incursion, another entry into Russian territory while he was in New York, another PR stunt, and he got completely denied. His military decided to enter into Russian territory, and they got annihilated. He was trying to create some sort of PR win while he was in New York, to say, look, I've entered Russia again while I'm in the United States, and he could play that up, and he failed miserably at the cost of Ukrainian soldier lives. All of this stuff that he does for PR at the cost of his military. Anyway, that's a brief update as to what is happening in Ukraine. Ugledar falling is going to be huge. That is huge news. Because Ukraine is losing everywhere. Bakrovsk, Toretsk, Chasov Yar, Kursk. The fact that they're going to lose Ugledar is not that big news. But if this was happening last year, then this would have been as big a news as Ukraine losing Bakhmut or Avdiivka. Alexander, in his video yesterday, he said that Russia, they tried to storm Ugledar 5 times, I think he said, and it was so heavily fortified that they pulled back each time. They couldn't achieve it, and now they've done it. So, I mean, this is massive, massive news when Russia captures Ugledar. So that's what's going on there. Biden, he is going to announce $375 million in military aid to Elensky. Those reports have been leaked to the media. So $375 million in a military package. And he's also going to announce an $8 billion military package to Ukraine, but it's not what you think. It's $8 billion, and it sounds big, but what the $8 billion really is 5.5 billion or 6 billion, something like that, which is just an extension of the budget, of the military budget for Ukraine that runs out at the end of September. So Biden just wants an extension to that, and he's going to get it. So it's not really anything new. We've been expecting this, that Congress would approve an extension because the amount that Biden's able to tap into for Ukraine is going to run out on September 30th. So that'll get extended. That's about 5.5 billion or 6 billion. And then he has another 2 billion in the budget for Ukraine assistance, which he's going to tap into, also expected. So they're going to throw out this number of 8 billion, and they're going to make it seem like this is a huge show of support for Ukraine. But it's money that has been budgeted to Ukraine and was expected to go to Ukraine, and at the end of the day, it's not really going to Ukraine. This is money that's going to go to the MIC in contracts. And so the Congress is going to fast track it. They're going to approve it. They're going to get the contracts to the military. And whether Project Ukraine is still going or collapses, the military is going to make good on those contracts. They're going to get the money, whatever happens in Ukraine. So we have that news as well. And from the 375 million, or part of this money that's going to be going to Ukraine, this military aid, Biden's going to he's going to announce the equivalent of the Russian glide bombs. The U.S. has these bombs. I think they're called the oh boy, I forgot what they're called. Let me see if I have it bookmarked. Let me see here. I don't think I have it bookmarked. Someone will tell me in the comments down below. JWOS, I believe, is what they're called. Anyway, it's the equivalent, or kind of the equivalent, of the very successful, very devastating Russian glide bombs. And these bombs go on the F-16s, and they have a range of about 100 kilometers. But the F-16s have to fire them. I've read 30 kilometers, I've read 70, and I've read 100. But either way, the F-16 has to get close enough and then fire these bombs away. And he's going to announce that in the package. And he's saying this because the U.S. doesn't have ATACMS. They don't have anything to give to Ukraine anymore. The U.S. is also pretty much tapped out. And now they've got a war in the Middle East that they're ramping up towards. It's game over for Elensky, man. It is game over. That is why he is in the United States. That is why he is asking for a lot, NATO entry and all of that stuff. He knows he's not going to get it. I hope he knows he's not going to get it. If he believes he's going to get it, he's delusional indeed. But he's just looking to get that endorsement from the Biden administration. He's going to get that endorsement. He'll be able to tell Chocolate King Poroshenko and Zelensky and the Banderites in the West to back off. That'll buy him some space and time so he can figure out his exit. Elensky has no idea what his exit is going to be. He needs space and time. And the last thing he needs is some sort of palace intrigue or coup. And for Sullivan and Blinken and Biden and all of these guys, I mean, Blinken would like to go full-on nuclear war with Russia. But Sullivan and Biden's thinking about his legacy. Sullivan is thinking about his next job, some think tank or something like that. Maybe they'll give him a show on MSNBC. And they don't want any Afghanistan-like type of collapse in Ukraine. Give them 375 million. Let's empty out the 8 billion that we already have budgeted for them. Let's get it to the MIC. Let's wrap all this up. And hopefully the collapse will happen sometime in February, March 2025. We'll be long freaking gone. Even, I think it was Bloomberg or the Wall Street Journal, when they were talking about Elensky's victory plan. It's clever marketing, man. When they were talking about his victory plan, they said that some of the Western leaders that saw the plan, they said it was unfinished. They said the thing was unfinished, man. I can imagine Elensky sitting at a table at the UN, at some conference room in the UN, and I don't know, maybe Macron and Olaf Scholz and Stoltenberg, all these guys are sitting across the table from him, Trudeau, and they're saying, okay, Elensky, before you meet Biden, show us what you got for your victory plan. And Elensky pulls out like a piece of paper, and it has like a crayon drawing. It has weapons, maybe like a rocket. It has dollar symbols. It has long-range missile strikes, and then it writes NATO. It's like a little piece of paper with like a crayon squiggle on it. Elensky goes, here's my victory plan, you see? Very nice colors. Money is in green, weapons in blue, and NATO in blue, and weapons in orange. You see, I draw nice pictures so you understand my plan. Podolyak, Podolyak help color this victory plan. I imagine it was something like that. Macron gets this one piece of paper and he's like, oh my God. What have I done? That's what Macron is saying. What have I done? I've destroyed myself for this guy. Oh, boy. So that's going to be the announcement that Biden makes. I would be shocked I would be horrified and shocked, because it means we're going to World War III if he says that Ukraine's going to get into NATO in 2-3 months. But, it's always a 1% chance with Biden and Blinken there. So I don't want to say it's not going to happen. There's always that 1% chance that Biden, because he's so bad at foreign policy, and Blinken, because he's so bad at foreign policy, that they may say, okay, let's announce NATO by the end of December. I mean, it's always possible. 1%. I give it 1%. I don't know. What do you guys give it? We'll find out this afternoon. We will find out. But someone that's not going to be meeting with Elensky and that has evaded the Elensky curse, bravo. I think someone's watching my videos, is the Trump campaign. Yeah, Trump said he's not meeting with Elensky. He was supposed to meet with Elensky, but now we're getting reports that he's not meeting with Elensky. That is what the AP is reporting. That is what Politico is saying. Trump likely won't meet Elensky on U.S. trip. Ukrainian leader annoyed. Republican election candidate with factory visit in key swing state of Pennsylvania. That's right. And Trump said at a rally, the president of Ukraine is in our country, and he's making little nasty aspersions towards your favorite president, me, Trump said during a campaign speech in the U.S. state of North Carolina. We continue to give billions of dollars to a man who refuses to make a deal. Zelensky and J.D. Vance, he said at a rally, I don't appreciate Zelensky coming to this country and telling the American taxpayers what they ought to do. He ought to say thank you to the American taxpayers. So yeah, Elensky, the first thing he does when he sets foot in the United States is he gives an interview to, who was it to, ABC News or something like that, and he rails against Trump. And he makes fun of Vance. He called Vance, what did he call Vance? Delusional or radical or something like that. Yeah. You're a guest in the United States. The United States is opening its doors to you. It's giving you $200-300 billion, $500 billion. And you're visiting the U.S., asking for more. And what do? You insult Trump and you insult J.D. Vance. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind, man? Who do you think you are, bro? My God. Hubris, arrogance. And then he went to the factory in Pennsylvania and he signed missiles with the Democrat Governor Shapiro. No Republicans were invited to that event. No Republicans. So the Republicans are now saying, Speaker Johnson, he's saying that this was pretty much a campaign promo, and Elensky is pretty much campaigning for Harris. And now he wants, Mike Johnson sent a letter, and he wants the Ukraine ambassador to the United States to be fired. He's saying, Elensky, fire her. I don't think she should be fired. I think Elensky should be fired. I mean, why are you going to fire the ambassador, Mike Johnson? What a weak move from Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson's weak, man. What a weak move, my opinion. That's a weak move, Johnson. Johnson should tell Elensky, apologize to Trump, apologize to Vance, and then we'll consider if we're going to approve money for you. We'll consider it. But fire the ambassador? Why? I mean, you're the one, Elensky, that went to the plant. Okay, she's the ambassador. She probably organized it. But at the end of the day, it was Elensky that signed the missile. It's Elensky that went to the plant with the governor of Pennsylvania, which is a key state. They signed missiles and all of that stuff. And then, yeah, Elensky absolutely is pulling for Harris. I mean, come on. In 2016, wasn't Ukraine and the entire embassy of Ukraine in Washington, weren't they involved in the whole Hillary Clinton, Robbie Mook or Moot or whatever his name was, Russiagate thing? Weren't they propagating all of that? If I remember correctly, I think they were. I could be wrong. I don't want YouTube to come down on me again. But I remember that the Ukraine embassy and some of the characters in the embassy were very much involved in 2016, or they were doing some funny business there with Hillary. Maybe I'm wrong about that. If I'm wrong about that, then what can I say? I apologize for spreading disinformation. But yeah, he wants the ambassador gone. Fire her. I say don't. Man, I tell Mike Johnson, if you're watching this video, Trump campaign, if you're watching this video, man, lean into it, man. Talk about how Kamala and Elensky are bosom buddies. Absolutely. No one likes Elensky. So Trump, you have so much good material at a rally if you start talking about how Kamala and Elensky are palling around. Don't try to dissuade Elensky from throwing his support with the Democrats. Try to encourage him. Yeah, you can go to a rally and you can put out so much good material, really good material about Kamala and Elensky hanging out. Man, I like Kamala Harris. Kamala, she talk about burden of unburden to burden of what could be, burdening of what is. Is that correct, Podolyak? It makes no sense to me, Podolyak. But I like her. She's gonna give me money. Anyway, so the big story of the day, and this is all a build-up to the big news of the day, which should have everyone freaked out in the collective West, especially in the US, but especially in the UK, and to a certain extent France, because it's the Scout missiles that will be fired into Russia if Biden gives the green light for long-range missile strikes. And that is that Russia and Putin yesterday during, I believe, a Security Council meeting or a military meeting, he amended Russia's nuclear doctrine. According to Zero Hedge, Putin lowers threshold of nuclear weapons use in dramatic warning aimed at NATO. Putin laid out, according to a translation, quote, the updated version of the document proposes that aggression against Russia by any non-nuclear weapon state, but with the participation or support of a nuclear weapon state, should be considered as a joint attack on the Russian Federation. This also includes Belarus as well. So an attack on Belarus as well. Basically, what Putin is saying is that if a country that is non-nuclear attacks Russia with the help of a country that is nuclear, then we got the right to hit back with nuclear weapons if we want. He made it clear that this will be determined how Russia retaliates militarily. It could be with nuclear, it could be with cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, non-nuclear, but that'll be decided if Russia is attacked by a country that doesn't have nuclear weapons, but is helped by a country that does have nuclear weapons. It'll be considered a joint attack, which is clearly aimed at the United States, the UK, and France. And it's timed right before the Biden meeting with Elensky. That's not a coincidence. They timed this. Putin's statement was timed right before Biden meets with Elensky as one final warning. Stop. Don't you even think about long-range missiles into Russia. Don't even think about it, Biden, Blinken. Don't think about it. That's what this statement is meant to to accomplish. So let's do a clown world and we'll wrap it up. This video is a little bit long, but yesterday I did a short video, so it's okay if this video is a little bit longer to make up for yesterday's short video. And today's clown world, we'll keep it simple, is the Zuckbot, Mark Zuckerberg. He hires Republican strategist to fix his PR with conservatives after years of censorship. Zuckerberg reportedly now identifies as libertarian. As libertarian. I thought he was going to identify as a bot, as an android. That's what I thought. I thought Zuckbot now identifies as robot. Nah, he's a libertarian now. Oh, man. So Zuckbot is worried that Trump's going to win. He's worried that Trump's going to win, and he's worried that Trump's going to hammer Meta, Facebook. And so now he's trying to position himself as MAGA libertarian, right? No one's going to buy this. If anyone buys this, then I don't know what to say. I've got, if you buy this, if you buy that Zuckbot has had a change of heart, then I've got a big office building in Kuala Lumpur to sell you. the Q Central. That's what I'm going to sell you if you believe the Zuckbot. Anyway, that is the video, everybody. TheDuran.locals.com. We are on Rumble, ODYSEE, BitChute, Telegram, Rockfin, and Twitter X. Go to the Duran shop, pick up some merch like the t-shirt that I am wearing today. A link is in the description box down below. Please follow me on other platforms. Please follow me on other platforms because I don't know if I'll make it through the next month or two on YT. Hopefully I will, but we'll see. All right, take care.